think that's right. I think coming into his testimony today, I sort of saw two possible outcomes for him. One was to be hawkish because there was no version of the world where he would have gained from sounding dovish today. And then I was actually pushed by some colleagues who said, okay, if he was going to surprise the market to the hawkish side, how would he do it? And I said, opening up the possibility of the change in the pace of rate hikes. And gosh, he went straight there, including in the written prepared remarks. And so I think that step is significant. I think he is being very, very clear that if you look at what happened over the past year and a half, maybe the call on what was going to go on with inflation didn't pan out. They started raising rates. They said 75, but it won't be there forever, and kept going for 4 times. I think now Powell is very much on board with the idea that he does not want to get caught flat-footed again. And so opening the door very wide for a 50 basis point hike was exactly what he did today.
So, Seth, how much do the job openings matter relative to the jobs report that we get at the end of the week, given how the market has just reacted to this? I mean, I don't know. It seems like maybe Powell was kind of saying this all along, but now the market has been shaken from its illusions that there was a dove in that hat.
Yes, if anyone retained that illusion, they should be clearly disabused of that right now. I think the jobs report is super important. There's no two ways about it. The job openings data are interesting. I think Powell likes to refer to them because they tell a very good story, but the history that we have with them is much shorter than we do with the standard non-farm payrolls data. And, the January print, the 517,000 jobs, that was truly outsized. Everyone is scratching their heads. How much of it was the seasonals? How much of it is real? Is the economy accelerating? I think it's really important, and there's no way to know for sure until we get at least Friday's data, and we probably need to see some more to be really convinced.
Powell also did note, and we've heard this from other Fed officials in recent weeks, that we haven't seen the full impact of the hiking we've had thus far. So you take that, and I realize we've got question marks, jobs report, CPI next week, et cetera, around that. But assuming that we're still seeing resiliency in the economy, is there a way in which, is there still a path by which the Fed can bring down inflation to a 2% target without inducing a recession?
I think the answer to that question is yes. I think the key dimension that you left out of that characterization, though, is over what time horizon. So let's go back in time. It seems like forever, but till December, the last time the Fed actually gave us their own projections, and they gave us a very clear window into their strategy. And so if you remember, in December of 2022, the median forecast for core PCE inflation at the end of 2025 was 2.1%. So they're saying 3 years is about the amount of time to bring inflation down almost to target. So I do think if you're thinking about that kind of very gradual path, so long as the market and everyone else thinks that inflation is coming down, then I think over that kind of time period, yes, you can do it. And how do you do it? You have to slow the economy. So if we're staying at 500,000 non-farm payrolls per month, that's clearly not doing it. We need to see it slow, get down to, say, below 100,000 per month. But if it stays positive, then I think that kind of trajectory, that's the path for a soft landing. We still think it's possible. That's been our baseline forecast for a long time now. Even 3 months ago, 6 months ago, we had everyone telling us we were crazy. The economy's heading for a recession, given how much the Fed has hiked. Now everyone's talking about acceleration, no landing. I think no landing's not a possibility because the Fed will just keep raising rates more if the economy's not coming down. But I do think there's still a path there.